WDAM 7 News starts now with breaking news.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Happening right now, Victor Kirksey is in custody. He is the man Hattiesburg police say shot and wounded an officer today. Our cameras are on the scene live with team coverage of this. Let's head out to Jessica Bowman to get the very latest. Jessica, what's going on?
A very active scene here in Hattiesburg. I want you to take a walk with me. We're going to show you exactly what's happening here as Victor Kirksey, the 21-year-old suspect wanted for shooting a Hattiesburg police officer, are now in custody. Now you see multiple law enforcement agencies here behind us. Right now they're starting to kind of clear out. Now I want to take you down Continental Drive. This is where police were able to find the suspect, Victor Kirksey, just a short time ago. It was a home off of Continental Drive. Ambulance came into the area just about 20 minutes ago, and that's when they came out with Victor Kirksey. New information just in. We are told that Victor Kirksey is also the suspect in connection to the McInnes shooting that happened early Saturday morning in Hattiesburg. If you will remember, a suspect shot at Hattiesburg police. And again, we are being told by Hattiesburg police that Victor Kirksey is the man that they were looking for in that incident. So again, Victor Kirksey, the man who police believe shot a Hattiesburg police officer early this morning on Lexington Drive, is now in custody. So we will continue to keep you updated on the newest developments as they come into our newsroom. For now, reporting live in Hattiesburg, Jessica Bowman, WDAM on your side.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is very good news. During the manhunt, our cameras were rolling while the suspect's grandmother watched officers searching for her grandson, Susan Edwards, saying she feared for his life.
If they please have mercy on him. He's a mental institution patient. He's been on drugs. He takes drugs for psychological. He's taking pills and shit to try to calm him down. He's just been lost it. He done lost it. He's just a child.
Grandmother of the shooting suspect. Now continuing our team coverage of the police officer shooting. This happened in the area of West Hills Drive and Lexington Drive today. Quamitra Wilborn is outside the Hattiesburg Police Department with latest on the wounded officer who is apparently doing okay. Quamitra, what can you tell us?
Well, that's right, Steve. The officer that was involved in earlier today's shooting has since been treated and released from the hospital. We're told from authorities that he sustained non-life-threatening injuries from a gunshot wound to the leg. Right now, the Hattiesburg Police Department say they will not be releasing any information regarding the identity of the officer. Again, the officer involved in earlier today's police shooting has since been treated and released from the hospital. Make sure to stay tuned in with WDAM as we will continue to keep you updated on this very developing story coming out of Hattiesburg. Live in Hattiesburg, Quamitra Wilborn, WDAM on your side.
Thank you very much. Stay up to date with the latest on the Hattiesburg police shooting with our news app and our website, WDAM.com.
Yeah, switching things over to weather, taking a look outside Alpha Insurance Camera Network out there at Matt Grubbs Ford in Columbia, where things are starting to dry out from a little bit of rain that moved through a bit earlier. We ended up getting our rain about a day late. Originally, we were thinking this was going to be on Sunday. Ended up on a Monday to kind of end your day, though it did cool things off quite nicely. 75 degrees out there right now. Over on the radar, you can see most of the rain that did move through earlier continues to kind of clear out to the north and fall apart. And this is actually associated with that system that is back off to the south and west of us. And that invest we were talking about last week, well, as you kind of slide back off to the southwest and we flip the radar over to the NOWRAD, you can see while we have a couple of showers and thunderstorms out there, folks in Houston who frankly don't need another kind of big rain event are going to be dealing with somewhere between 2 to 4 inches of rain as we head through the next couple of hours. The National Weather Service in Corpus Christi is calling for up to 12 inches of rain for those folks over the next couple of days as this thing just kind of spins right along the Texas coast out there in the Gulf of Mexico. For us through the next couple of days, we just kind of get thrown a little bit of rain here and there from this thing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with afternoon highs right around 90 degrees with hit-and-miss storms. Of course, once we get beyond the next couple of days, then we start to heat things up. We'll talk about that, though, coming up in a couple of minutes. Steve?
All right, appreciate it. New and timely developments for the Magnolia State. Governor Bryant has appointed a new director for the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency. He's retired National Guard Colonel Greg Michelle. The appointment is effective immediately. Governor Bryant says with 30 years in the Guard, he brings a wealth of experience to the job as we go into hurricane season. U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith says Mississippi is in line to receive another $7.5 million in federal funding for opioid abuse prevention and recovery. She says the money will help our state more effectively respond to opioid abuse. She says, quote, "These drugs are dangerous and the state is right to focus on overcoming their terrible toll on families and our communities," end quote. Jones County Board of Supervisors has voted to renew its insurance with United Healthcare, but this could mean about 350 employees of the county going to pay more money. Kwamitra Wilborn has that story.
Starting September 1st, Jones County employees could be seeing a 12% increase in their insurance premiums.
The reason for a 12% increase is due to the claims loss ratio versus the premium.
Senior broker Jamie Taylor with Clay Johnson Insurance says this will be the first increase in 4 years.
The premium versus claims would generate a 24% rate increase normally on a group such as this. But United Healthcare, looking at the long-term relationship that they've had with Jones County and the loyalty that Jones County has had and the years past that they have not had an increase in 4 years, they took that and halved it.
Taylor says within the past 12 months, the utilization rate has been high, running at 123%, but majority of the claims have been non-preventable.
They're coming out with newer technology that is costing more. It's saving lots of lives, but yet it's costing the employers on the other side, on the premium side.
Taylor says right now the board has to vote on whether or not to pay the increase or leave it in the hands of the employees.
Yes, they have made some changes to the employees' deductions in the past, very, very minor. For the most part, the county has absorbed any increase that has been there.
Kwamitra Wilborn, WDAM on your side.
Taylor says open enrollment for Jones County comes in July. Now, heading down to the coast, drive down the beach in Pass Christian. These days, you'll see lots of houses being built. The mayor says nearly 13 years after Hurricane Katrina, the city is steadily coming back. He says those multi-million-dollar properties on Scenic Drive were some of the first to bounce back. But now he says more people from other parts of the country are either moving here or building their second homes in Pass Christian.
These people are from all over, Idaho, Illinois, Kentucky. So it's a group of people that are from all over, and these houses are expensive. So, and then they stay here probably 45 days a year at the most, but still they're very valuable to us, very valuable.
And he says for the first time in nearly 70 years, Pass Christian has 2 small hotels. As for the population, he says right now it's 5,700 people. That's still way down from 6,800 folks before Hurricane Katrina. Things are looking good for a blueberry farm in its second year. The owners of Paradise Farm in Biloxi call this an outstanding season for picking. The warm weather has produced a very nice crop, much needed after damage from last year's heavy rain. And 3 weeks into the season, they're seeing a good response from the community.
My parking lot and yard was full Saturday with people picking. The callers, I've already had 3 this morning call wanting to know when I was open next and the price and you know, the standard questions that they ask.
Here's a standard question. The farm is open for picking Friday through Sunday. We'll be right back.
Get a new tropical update every day on WDAM.com.
Get ready for the Gulf Coast's newest casino.
The all-new smoke-free beach casino opens in late June.
Enjoy more slots and table games and great new places for dining and drinking.
The smoke-free beach casino, only at Island View Casino Resort, Gulfport.
Find your kind of summertime fun at Gulf Island's Water Park. From the Riptide Racer.
That's my kind of fun.
To the lazy Pearl River.
My kind of fun.
To the Horn Island Blaster.
My kind of fun.
Over a dozen attractions in all, plus plenty of cool breezes and cabanas.
My kind of fun.
See the action-packed disconnected canines now through July 1st. Find your kind of fun at Gulf Island's Water Park. For best prices, buy online and save.
Looking for a great deal on a new Ford truck? Come to Woolwine Ford in Collin today.
Woolwine Ford is offering up to $10,000 off on 2018 Ford F-150 XLT Crew Cabs, plus $750 in Ford Credit bonus cash. With 110 F-Series trucks to choose from, we've got the right truck for you.
Come see us at Woolwine Ford Lincoln in Collin, where we treat you like we want to be treated. Thank you.
Get ready for the Gulf Coast's newest casino.
The all-new smoke-free beach casino opens in late June.
Enjoy more slots and table games and great new places for dining and drinking.
The smoke-free beach casino, only at Island View Casino Resort, Gulfport.
Well, Vicksburg has many nicknames. The Gibraltar of America, the key to the South, but many people know it, of course, as the host city of the Miss Mississippi pageant that's going on this week.
The Miss Mississippi pageant has been held in Vicksburg now for 61 years, but it got its start in 1934 in Biloxi. Since that time, the pageant has grown into a major production.
Well, it just seemed like we just finished the 60th, okay? Obviously, we're at number 61 this year, but as soon as we finish this pageant, we'll go ahead and start working on the one for next year. So it is a year-round planning process.
David Blackledge is the executive director of the Miss Mississippi Corporation. It's a big business, but the whole thing is run, organized, and operated by volunteers.
We have about 50 people that volunteer on a regular basis, our pageant staff that we call them. We have about 35 hostesses that take care of the contestants when they come here for the entire week. So we have a lot of people working on this.
Miss Mississippi has led the nation in providing scholarships for the young women who participate. Many of the contestants now say they've been able to complete their education without owing a dime.
The scholarship dollars mean the world to me, living in a single-parent home, and my mom, doesn't have the highest income, and I have several siblings, so, it's definitely a bonus to have my education paid for. I've won over $10,000 in the past 3 years competing, and that contributes a lot when you start looking at your bursar account and how much you owe to go to school.
This year, there are 49 contestants competing for the Miss Mississippi crown. They come from all over the state and must win a local pageant before they take the stage in Vicksburg.
Tonight at 7 in downtown Vicksburg, the 2018 hopefuls, along with the reigning Miss Mississippi, greet the crowd in the parade of contestants. Now to the weather and a rainy start to the week.
Yeah, and it's probably looking like a dry end to the week. And Steve, your old heat-o-meter back in behind me is going to be on the rise. We'll talk about that and give away an umbrella coming up after the break. Stick around. We've got a new tool down here at WDAM to keep you better informed and safe. WDAM 7 Storm Tracker. We're going to give you a whole new look at weather in the Pine Belt. It has its own weather station and weather radar on board, so we can give you real-time information on approaching storms to help you better prepare. The technology will not only gather vital information from the field, but the ability to get it to you in real time. The WDAM 7 Storm Tracker, here to keep you safe.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Breaker 19 heading to the Sleep Store with a load of mattresses for their giant truckload sale.
The 18-wheelers are rolling in, and Muskelly Sleep Stores are full of big rig deals. Like this Queen Eurotop mattress, just $199. This Sealy Crown Jewel Queen mattress is only $399. And this Sealy Memory Foam mattress is only $599.
Anyone out there looking for a good deal on a great night's sleep, get over to the Sleep Store for the truckload sale before they're all gone. Over.
It's not just any internet. It's the fastest internet that can now include mobile. You can get up to 5 mobile lines, and now you're Dad of the Year internet. Nice job. It's internet from Xfinity that makes your life simple, easy, awesome.
See how most customers can save $400 or more a year with Xfinity Mobile. Get started with Xfinity Internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months, and you can get up to 5 lines included. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Do you need your oil changed? We'll take care of you at Pine Belt Chevrolet. How about alignment or brakes? Got it. Full service. Wash, wax, detail, this is the place. What about your tires for that summer trip? Got them. America's favorite brands, great prices. And at Pine Belt Chevrolet, you'll get a lot more. Best customer service. State-of-the-art equipment, master technicians. We'll pick up your vehicle or drop you off at home or work. The new Pine Belt Chevrolet, Highway 98 West at Bellevue. Count on it.
I was heading over to Meridian and I was involved in a serious accident. I never made it to Meridian. I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm Shirley from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. He got me $250,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Dr. Paul Talbot and Dr. Bill Reno specialize in the latest eyelids, face, and neck plastic surgery techniques. Look your best. The Plastic Surgery Center of Hattiesburg. Schedule your consultation today.
WDAM 7 First Alert Weather.
Hey folks, and welcome back. Jim and Marilyn McIkern in Waynesboro. I hope I'm saying that last name right. I actually know a McIkern spells it just like this. So if your name is pronounced differently, I know as somebody who's got a weird last name that sometimes things are spelled and said differently. Either way you slice how we say your last name, you did take a beautiful picture of a gorgeous sunset out there in Waynesboro. Absolutely terrific coloring. We've got some of the nice oranges in the foreground, nice blues in the background. And I'm always partial to when the trees are real backlit, so they get real dark like this. So anyway, a great picture. Congratulations. You won yourself an umbrella, banded oil change from the good folks at the D&D Tire as well. If you want to win something, it's real easy. Just take a cool picture of the weather. It doesn't have to be a sunset. Cumulus clouds, cumulonimbus clouds, maybe some cirrus clouds. We've had cloud iridescence in the past. Just make sure you include your name, your phone number, where you're from, where the picture was taken. We like to give stuff away, and it's tough for us to give it to you if we can't, let you know that you won. Anyway, Steve's heater meter, we were talking about this a couple minutes ago. All day long is how you're going to need the AC for tomorrow. I'd leave it on tonight and let her rip until October. As we head through the rest of this week, though, we may have to add a couple of fans, and there may even be a point, no joke, that we may go off the scales if things play out like I'm thinking they're going to as we head into next week. Temperatures right now, not terrible. 78 in Hattiesburg, 72 in Collins, 77 in Bay Springs, where all the showers and thunderstorms rolled through. I will say this, in places where it didn't rain much or at all, you folks in Wiggins and Loosedale, it still feels like it's 93, 94 degrees. Out there right now, you can see all the rain kind of dissipating as it moves off to the north. We've had a couple of echoes kind of re-emerge a little further off to the south, but we'll start to the north in McGee and Raleigh and Bay Springs, where stuff's starting to come to an end. Down off to the south, maybe trying to sneak its way through parts of northern Pearl River County. Just one little lone cell left over, but again, outside of that, stuff's really kind of falling apart. Associated with that little invest that's down here, it's going to bring a whole mess of rain for folks in Texas. And what everyone's got their eyes on tonight, well, not everyone, state fans have their eyes on tonight. There's TD Ameritrade Ballpark here in Omaha. And we've zoomed in real tight, and any time that you get lightning within, I think the rule of the NCAA is 10 to 15 miles, which right there, and then back out here, they can't play ball. So that's why they're having to wait so long to get the game going. The game that's going on right now is Washington-Oregon State. They're only about halfway through that game. Once that game is finished, State will pick up and play, I think they're playing UNC. But I got a new tool in the old tool belt. It's our heat mapper as we head through the next couple of days. And what we're looking for is a circle down here that turns bright pink or white. And that's in the upper and mid levels, a place where you got a big old bowl of hot air. Well, watch what happens as we head through the next couple of days. Yeah, not too terrible, no big bowl sitting on top of us, 93 degrees, chance for showers and storms by Thursday. Even Friday at 91, we get a little push of maybe some cooler air down here, but that is short-lived and certainly not enough. Saturday and into Sunday, here comes the start of the bowling right on top of us, and by the time we get toward Monday, 97 degrees for an afternoon high. Kind of a bit too toasty for me. Taking a look at the next 7 days, there you go. You factor in the humidity with that, Steve, and
no, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, let's just good point. Let's skip that.
Let's just forget about that.
Yeah, nice the next couple of days.
Right. Let's see what sports has tonight, Taylor.
Health Break is brought to you by South Central Regional Medical Center. Our mission, excellent care and service. Every patient, every interaction, every time.
Autism spectrum disorder is a mental condition that is present from early childhood and characterized by difficulty communicating, forming relationships, using language, and abstract concepts. Riako Price, whose son Ian was diagnosed as mildly autistic at the age of 3, says she started to notice symptoms when he was 9 months old.
Some of the first signs we saw was when there was playtime
he would line things up, especially by the television. And we noticed that he had something that was a little bit different with not wanting to give up his toys, whether it was a car, whether it was a piece of Lego, anything. It was just an unusual connection. Also, the speech was extremely limited compared to the other children that we were around, other children that he would play with. The speech just was not there. We do have an older son, and so my husband could tell that milestones where our oldest son was compared to where Ian was performing was also not up to speed.
The autism spectrum is broad and includes other symptoms as well, such as intense interest in a limited number of things, problems paying attention, being unaware of others' emotions, depression, anxiety, change in voice, sensitivity to sound, or having tics.
The first advice I would definitely say, you have to have patience, because your child can do anything another child could do. It's just going to be a little different. You're going to cry, but when it's over, said and done, you pick up and you get started with, okay, we're here now, how do we move forward? What resources do we have? Where do we need to go? And that would be my first step. Accept it, and then get after it to see what can you do to help your child.
If you see signs of autism in your child, talk with your pediatrician. For Health Break, I'm Catherine Farah.
Health Break was brought to you by South Central Regional Medical Center.
Welcome back. We're going to live coverage of a press conference. Lamar County SO, Hattiesburg PD, talking about the capture of that shooting suspect.
Whenever officers went to serve this warrant on the suspect, and whenever they took fire at this location on Lexington Drive, he then fled into the wood line, and his officers were assisting the officer that was hit. He was able to make his way into the woods, and then that's when we cornered off the area and set up a perimeter. And then in that meantime, throughout the day, he's been in that area, which is clear that he's doubled back towards this end of Lexington Drive.
And the area that he ran into was very dense, a lot of underbrush, and you could have walked up on him and really wouldn't have seen him. So, and I'd like to give kudos to the tracking dogs from Louisiana. They helped make all this possible.
Okay, so the dogs were the one that found him? The
dogs ran up on him, and then the officers were there, and like I said, he started firing. He still had a weapon with him. The weapon has been taken into custody. But he fired at the responding officers, and they returned fire, and he's getting medical treatment now.
And none of the officers got hit or anything?
No, we had one officer from heat exhaustion earlier, but as far as an exchange, besides the officer earlier, no other officers, especially in his apprehension, were injured.
So he has injuries from a gunshot wound?
He does.
And so the search warrant that was executed this morning, y'all may not be able to release this information, but were they going to find him?
It was a search warrant on a residence that he was possibly at.
Okay, and so do we know if that residence, are they related to each other?
Yes, it is a family residence.
Is the other person also in custody, or any charges against them? Because I think there's another person in the house.
That's still ongoing at this time.
It's an ongoing investigation. We're not ruling out anything at this point, and it's a joint investigation. Since our agency and the Hattiesburg Police, Lamar County SO and the Hattiesburg Police were involved initially, we called in Mississippi Bureau of Investigation to work both crime scenes, so they're in the process of doing that.
And so do we have any exact charges at this time?
Right now we have 3 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, 1 today which may be upgraded, and also I think there's another for shooting at a aggravated assault on a federal officer, because there was a federal officer that was there this morning when he opened fire.
Okay, and I just have one more question. When they captured him, he was not inside of a home, he was just in this neighborhood?
He was in the woods at the end of the street.
Okay.
And do you believe there was only that one weapon that he had, or could there have been more than one?
There may be another weapon involved. We recovered 1, but like I said, it's still a preliminary investigation, and we got a lot of legwork to do.
I know that family members earlier were saying that he's possibly, mentally ill. Do you guys have any records of that, of him?
This is very preliminary, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that.
Thank y'all.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Are you guys ready to put
And take a look at the 14-day trend, 7-day forecast across the top here. 90 And 91 and 93 degrees as we head to the next couple of days, with a 20 to 30% chance, even upwards of 40%, I think, by the time we get toward Thursday. And then we kind of dry things out and really start to heat things up as we head into and through the weekend, with afternoon highs getting back into the mid, perhaps even the upper 90s. I wouldn't be surprised if, as we head through Monday of next week, we start to talk about people approaching the century mark in places, especially down toward like Bendale and Agricola, out toward Loosedale, even sneaking your way back toward like Janus and Wiggins. And then we kind of hang there for a day or two, Tuesday, I think, and Wednesday as well, before we start to get back into more afternoon showers and thunderstorms, which should help keep temperatures at least in relative check. And then as we head through Saturday and Sunday of next week, things looking decent enough, maybe some more rain by Monday. And beyond the 14-day trend here is the 4th of July, which I know a lot of folks are starting to really ask about. But right now it looks like it's going to be warmer than average, and it looks like there's a better shot than average for rain. We can't speak to specifics, and I don't want folks canceling plans at this point. Like, if you were going to go somewhere and do something, don't go, oh, well, the weatherman says it's going to rain, so I'm going to cancel my plans. It's way too far out to start thinking like that. Right. But maybe just have stuff in the back of your mind to, think about, okay, well, if I'm going to go down and go boating, is there a cabin that I can go to if a thunderstorm is nearby for an hour or something like that to keep dry and stay safe from lightning? Stuff like that. It's stuff that you're probably doing anyway, but just kind of a friendly reminder to do so. So in all, we're going to be warm though as we head through July, and I think we're going to start out warmer than average, which for this time of the year is about 91 to 93 degrees.
Well, we had to drop sports because of the breaking news on the press conference. For my takeaway from that is Sheriff Regal says the suspect fired at the officers as they were hunting for him. He was wounded. They were not. He's facing 3 counts of aggravated assault on an officer. The police officer who was shot today is going to be fined. We'll see you back here at 10.
Find your